You know, one of the interesting things about the Christian life is that we have been called to be different. We've been called to be separate. We've been called to be set apart. Now, it's more than just a calling. God, by His Spirit, lives within us, and He is willing and working for His good pleasure in our lives, and He's calling us away from the things that once wooed us and calling us towards the God who has saved us. But what it does do is it calls us out of relationships that don't bring God honor. It's very interesting that God has said, I don't want you indulging in non-Christian relationships, while at the same time I want to make sure that you reach those same non-Christians with the gospel. So it's odd. He wants us in the world but not of the world. He doesn't want us linking arms, but He wants us sharing Christ. You see a little bit of this in Exodus 23 when it says in verse 1, you shall not spread a false report. You shall not join hands with a wicked man to be a malicious witness. And there's a call to the children of Israel that they are not to be unequally yoked. You even see this in 2 Corinthians 6:14. Do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. You know, that's talking about more than just marriage. What partnership has light with darkness? And the answer to that question is that light and darkness have no partnership at all. That God has called us to be separate, that we are to pursue Christian relationships that we might build one another up in the church, that we might draw strength from the Word through prayer, through the Spirit, and through accountability and fellowship and worship, so that then we can go back out into the world and be ambassadors, but not be just participants. Hope that makes sense to you, that what God has called you to do is not forsake all of your unbelieving relationships, but He has called you to not let those be your main relationships, but He's called you to reach them with the gospel of Christ.